Today we are going to talk about herbaceous perennials. It's an appropriate topic for this time of year. Today is April 9th. It is a cool, cloudy, rainy day, but yet again, it is a good opportunity to put these guys in the ground. You can see here a lot of these things are farther along than what they would typically be in the garden, but that's only because we have started a lot of these plants in the greenhouse. But that does not necessarily mean it's not the opportune time to do it, but it's just easier for people to see plants when they're in full flower. I'm not necessarily going to go over each individual plant, but really the purpose is just saying this is the time to do this type of work instead of putting in those tropical annuals. I know a lot of us are itching to be outside as of recently. But anyway, so I have this divided into two categories. I have some shade perennials and I have some full sun perennials. Here's a quick one. This is the bleeding heart. So the other thing I want to define a perennial as, doesn't necessarily mean that these plants will live forever. They do, a lot of them have different lifespans. Some are short-lived perennials and some are very long-lived perennials. For example, a peony or a Baptisia would be very long-lived. But this bleeding heart is actually a long-lived plant, but it does have a weird life cycle. It is considered a spring ephemeral, which means it flowers early in the spring, it photosynthesizes, but in the heat of the summer, the whole plant will go dormant, so you'll have to cut it to the ground once it turns yellow or it's finished doing its thing, and it'll redo the thing year after year. Very tough, could be full sun or shade. More in the shade, another one, an unsung hero in the garden, one of my favorites. This is an Epimedium or a barrenwort. Beautiful yellow flowers. They do come in multiple colors as well. An awesome ground cover. Here's another one, Bergenia, also known as pig squeak. If you ever get the opportunity to be near this plant, you probably can't hear it on this audio, but if you rub your fingers against the leaves, it literally sounds like an oink of a pig. Beautiful flowers, tolerant to both sun and shade, good ground cover. What else? We have Hosta. Comes in wide varieties, a wide range of colors, shapes, sizes. Very beautiful. Do have some deer issues, of course, but strategically planted or deer sprayed or fenced, a great addition to any garden. False indigo or Brunnera. This is in full flower, but it also has these stunning silver leaves. Another shade plant. I love this plant. Heuchera, columbine. So let's move over to some of our full sun perennials. Here is just a standard reblooming German iris, or Iris germanica. Beautiful spear-like foliage. A little trick, make sure that the rhizome is above the soil level. It's halfway planted. It will rot if buried too deeply. Beautiful flowers. All you need to do is just cut off the flowers when they finish in springtime. Of course, peonies, tried and true, perennial of the garden. Again, further along than they would be just because they're forced in the greenhouses. But another little tip on them is don't bury the tubers too deep. They only need to be about a ½ inch to an inch deep. Otherwise, they will never flower for you. Baptisia. Another really wonderful perennial, come in multiple colors, also known as false indigo, a native plant to the American prairie. Very beautiful flowers, almost lupine-like flowers, which we'll go over these quickly. And can become very large, almost shrub-like plants, but again, die to the ground. And lastly, I just want to feature these guys. These are new this year. These are a new series of lupines called the Staircase series. They come in a multitude of colors. Right now, this is just yellow, and this is red. Kind of the claim to fame to these new guys is that they are reblooming and continuously blooming, whereas your common lupine is only a one-time show. But with continuous deadheading, they should supposedly deadhead. I have yet to trial these in the garden, but they are very beautiful plants and they sound very promising. So this is the Staircase series. So that's all I have for perennials today. Again, the point of this video is to tell you that this is the opportune time to plant any of your herbaceous perennials because it'll be easier for them to adjust to their new environment. And then there's this abundance of rain in the spring months to help get these established. It'll kind of ease your workload for keeping these things well watered, and most root growth occurs in the springtime and in the fall months. If you plant a lot of these herbaceous perennials in the summer months, the hot, dry months, it's much harder to keep them established, and you have probably less success establishing the plants. Also, what we're not talking about today are woody plants. Again, another great opportunity to plant woody plants, and that'll be our next video. If you have any questions or comments, please contact us here at Wallkill View Farm, either by phone or by email. I hope at some opportunity I'll get to meet all of you. Again, thank you, and happy gardening.